gonna trust my judgment now.
Olivia Benson is getting creative on this week's brand new episode of Law & Order SVU, and she and the detectives are gonna have to give this case everything they've got if they want to bring down a sextortion ring. I mean, maybe we even go undercover.
Is that some kind of a joke?
You know many cops with a sense of humor?
So let's get into season 26, episode 5 of Law & Order SVU, The Economics of Shame. I'm Anna Rumor, and this is Pop Culture Social Call. First, we meet Kelsey. She's a star reporter who just got out of a relationship with an abusive ex, and she's getting back out there on this first date with a guy she met on an app. And things are going well, like really well if you catch my drift. Until the next day she gets a texted threat that this guy is gonna send the X-rated photos and footage from last night's events to everyone she knows if she doesn't pay up. And this kind of sends Kelsey over the edge.
He has more of them. He says he's gonna send them to everyone I know.
Although not literally. Thankfully, Benson gets there in time to talk Kelsey down and to promise to track down who's extorting her. This leads to an investigation into other victims of what appears to be a sextortion ring, some of whom have been roped into the scheme itself. Like Neil, who's been getting wealthy people on the hook for extortionists in return for not having his own nude photos leaked.
I was told all my LinkedIn contacts would get one unless I paid 50 grand. I knew I'd never work again. Problem was, I didn't have the cash.
So in exchange, you had to work it off.
Kelsey's date was also paid to go out with her and seduce her, which leaves her with another disturbing realization.
Was I raped? I certainly understand how you would feel that way. And you were definitely victimized.
Okay, we're figuring out the little pieces of this crime ring, but who's at the top? It's time for some undercover work. Velasco, you're in as a wealthy venture capitalist, with a little help from Bruno.
Women like Audra notice watches.
How much you pay for this?
Hell of a lot more than the NYPD paid for that suit.
He does a good job, or good enough to catch this woman who doesn't know he knows she was hired to go out with him and get his phone number for the extortionist to text later and try to get some news. The woman gives up these two brothers who we find out are at the top of this whole sextortion ring, but it's too late for Kelsey, who learns right after they're apprehended that they had sent out her footage to all of her colleagues.
Who got it?
Everyone.
I was gonna be really mad if after everything, Kelsey still had to suffer that kind of violation. But luckily, Benson, she's a sneaky one. She comes up with a scheme to help Kelsey keep her job and her dignity by pretending the whole thing was an undercover report.
Undercover, huh? That's your idea?
I may have had something to do with it, but it was Kelsey's idea to tell her bosses that she was working on a story, and she is playing it beautifully.
Way to go, Liv. Plus, the other victims are getting their photos and their money back. Double way to go, Liv. And for once, we get a happy ending. What'd you think about this week's episode? I thought it was so freaky. Let me know in the comments, like and subscribe while you're there, then head over to popculture.com for the latest in entertainment news. Until next time, I'm Anna Rumor, and this is Pop Culture Social Call.